How is it going, my heroes, my villains, and everybody in between? Sean Ross here, and we are finally back after the week break, and I am here to give you guys my live reaction to the latest chapter of My Hero Academia. We are on manga chapter number 319, entitled Friend.
You have to fight to become a hero who wins and saves his friends!
Blah, 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 blah! Flapping your gums about responsibilities and how good you are! If you're so great, prove it with your actions, not your words!
Come on! He's still within your reach! We can save Midoriya!
And I can't wait to see what is about to go down, especially coming off of the ending of last chapter, where we had Bakugo come in with that dynamite entrance to save Deku from the mob of people being controlled by Dictator. And as Bakugo was launching an AP shot at Dictator's head, we saw him on his phone communicating back to Class A that he has found and located Deku.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
So going into this chapter, I am curious to see if all of Class A will be arriving on scene to assist and talk with Deku to see if they can get through to him. But knowing Deku, he's probably going to refuse their help and is probably going to push them away, much like he did with All Might, in order to keep them safe. But you know his classmates are not going to allow him to continue down this path alone, and I am looking forward to this conversation to take place. So, mount ladies and gentle criminals, without further ado, let's dive right into chapter 319.
Flashback.
The fuck is this? The fuck is that? The fuck are those?
Oh my goodness!
Yo, and kicking this chapter off, we have the first of 3 color pages that we are receiving, and it is showing our manga panels in full color right here. It has been a while since we received a color page like this, and I think the last time might have been all the way back during the Overhaul arc.
Correct!
Man, I'm tired of being right.
It has been a while, but it's nice to start this chapter off with some of our manga panels in full glorious color. A few days after Izuku Midoriya left UA, and we can see Ida with this serious look on his face as Ochiko says, "Do you really think so? It's just our best guess, but..." And we just see Bakugo ripping apart the letter that Deku left behind for everyone.
That's so mean!
Odds are, he's with Endeavor and the others. That damn nerd. And we can just see all of Class A sitting on the couches, staring back at Shoto, Tokoyami, and Bakugo standing in front of them as Bakugo is just littering the ground with Deku's letter. And we got Ida saying, "Your best guess? You haven't confirmed that with anyone, such as the mentors who oversaw you 3? And Tokoyami says, "We have tried unceasingly. But my own master will not answer his phone. Same with Denim Head, my father too." And all 3 of them have been getting ghosted by the 3 amigos.
Don't take me lightly. Don't ignore me! You really like to mess with me.
We're sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service at this time.
I'm sure they're busy, but something feels off. We can only assume they're keeping secrets from us. Then we got Jiro playing with her earphone jack saying, "Not to mention, All Might is still MIA. And then Ojiro chimes in saying, "Or so it seems, yeah? Classes are suspended, and we're being kept as first years for now. They've got those of us in the hero course either cooped up in the dorms or helping out with local security. So they're not second years yet. They are still considered first years." What? Which means Shinzo hasn't transferred in yet.
What the fuck?
You gotta feel so bad for Shinzo right now. He should be transferring into the hero course right now, but isn't thanks to all of the chaos enveloping Japan.
but I'd say, in all probability, Shinso will join the hero course in your second year.
Several months later.
Shinzo will transfer into the hero course eventually, it's just that today is not that day. Given the state of things, it's tough to find out about what's going on out there. Denim Head and the Spoonbill met Deku back at the hospital. All Might was there too. And we got Bakugo thinking back to how Sato carried his ass away from Deku's hospital room and how they passed Hawks and Genist in the hallway.
Get your damn hands off me before I break up! You think I care? I don't take orders from you!
What's up? What's up?
And then we got this letter. If he's too scared to come near Yue, then who snuck in and slipped the letters under our doors in the dead of night? It had to be All Might. I've got no doubt they're partners in crime. And then we can see a nervous-looking Aoyama saying, then he is with an adult. That should give us reassurance. We? And then Kaminari says, the only news we're hearing is about the whole top 3 team-up, right? Not a word about All Might. Yeah. Compared to Endeavor and the others, I know Deku and All Might better than anyone. This is the worst scenario I can think of.
All right, let's do this!
And of course, you would expect Kirishima to be raring to go. We see him with his hair down, just pumping his fist saying, damn it, how are we gonna get in touch with them? Even Mina is clenching her fists and is staring at Kirishima right now, looking ready to go as well. But then we just see this serious look on Ochiko's face as she gets up off of the couch. Endeavor's a UA alum, right? Then let's force the issue.
But a simple dream can be hard to achieve. I can't help but think that I could have done more. What if I'd been faster or stronger? I want to save people. I've watched Deku fight desperately to help those in need. And it's made me wonder, who protects the heroes whenever they're the ones who are hurting the most?
Yo, Ochiko looking beautifully determined in this panel shot right here. She is done waiting around, waiting on the sidelines, and is ready to rush in and save Deku right here, right now. Who saves the heroes when the heroes need saving? That is her mindset, and it's what's driving her forward.
Let's go!
And I love the look on her face, how determined she is, and how she is basically telling the rest of the class, what are we doing sitting around here? Let's go talk with Endeavor and force the issue with him. Love getting to see this from Ochiko. This right here is awesome.
3 days later.
It is a delicate situation. We must strengthen the faith people have in the heroes we have left.
Get to the point. Tell me why I'm here. Surprise, motherfucker.
Gotcha, bitch.
Shoto.
It's a trap!
A few days later. Principal, this was a trap. And just like that, Class A ambushes Endeavor a few days later as he is meeting with Principal Nezu. But looking at Class A roll up right here, you can see Bakugo wearing a tie right now. And he never wears a tie. That's how you know Bakugo means business right now. The fact that he's actually wearing his school uniform correctly. But you just see a silence come over the room as the students enter and Endeavor turns around to look at them. But breaking through the silence, we have Principal Nezu. I heard the children out and determined that this meeting was warranted. I'm always open to change based on the facts. And kicking the conversation off, we got Shoto. Why have you been ignoring me? I thought we were going to stop Toya together. Shoto, your willingness alone means the world to me. Well, it doesn't mean much to me without action. Why is Midoriya the only one with a free pass? Endeavor, you're letting Deku and All Might operate together, aren't you? And even though Endeavor doesn't say a word, his silence speaks for itself.
Is that all you have to say to me, you bastard?
You're not trying to deny anything, which means I must be right. So say it.
And we just see Bakugo coming forward, putting his hand on Shoto's shoulder as he says, "Thought so. In any other situation, it was the right move, but you don't know the first thing about Deku. He's screwed up in the head. The guy never takes himself into account, just says crap like, 'I'm fine.'"
This is fine. I'm okay with the events that are unfolding currently. That's okay. Things are gonna be okay.
And Bakugo isn't wrong with that statement right there, because we have seen it time and time again over the course of the series with how selfless Deku can be, how he puts the safety of others above his own well-being, and when he does injure himself, he just utters the phrase, "I'm fine," and he continues to push himself through the pain. And Bakugo, knowing of this, is like, if we don't stop him now, this situation is going to get a hell of a lot worse for Deku. All Might became the symbol of peace with the same mindset, so he won't be the one to stop Deku. And from what we were able to see, All Might wasn't able to. Listen, Endeavor, you can't leave those two alone with each other. Not them. And we see Endeavor flashing back, thinking of Hawks and Genist. Seems like Midoriya finally cut himself off from All Might too. If only we could have the same speed to be by his side. And we see Endeavor taking his phone out as he says, "But." Hey! Zero points at it and says, "Yo, does that thing have GPS tracking?" And Endeavor just looks at them and doesn't even say a word. Go, go, go! And Class A jumps into action right here.
Mine.
We see Sero, Mineta, Hagakure, Koda, and even Mina lunging forward to grab Endeavor's phone. And it looks like Endeavor is allowing this. He's not even trying to stop them.
Victory.
And we see Sero grab a hold of Endeavor's phone. "Mind if we borrow this, sir? 'Cause, well, it's only by chance I wound up in the same class as the guy, but still." And we see Koda walk over and pick Mineta off of the ground. "I feel the same way. We've only spent a year together, but that's plenty." And then Shoto says, "He never opened up to us about One for All, and he expected that letter to put us at ease? That came as a shock to us." And then we got Ida with this serious look on his face. "We of Class A intend to find him, follow him, and work alongside him. No matter how great a burden One for All may be, Midoriya is our friend." And there's the title of the chapter. Roll credits.
There it is! There it is!
You are my friend.
Class A is not going to allow their friend to continue down this path alone. They are going to be there right by Deku's side assisting him, whether he wants their help or not. So this is expected of Class A, but I am loving Serious Ida right here. He is really stepping up and taking charge as Class A's president right now. No matter how great a burden One for All may be, Midoriya is our friend. And we can't very well be expected to go smiling into the future knowing that our friend is walking this thorny path alone. It's too dangerous out there. Law and order is a thing of the past. Even you kids would be, and Nezu just cuts Endeavor off. You've certainly matured, Todoroki. Given that the villains now pursue him, and that he wished to leave UA, I authorized the team-up. However, he's free to return to us at any time. What? And the students are shocked hearing this from Nezu, with Jiro saying, "Huh?" From the moment a student is accepted into this school, they fall under our protection. Yo, that's a cute moment right there. You have Ochiko flashing back to her UA acceptance with the holographic Nezu saying, "Join us. This will be your hero academy. Your hero Academia.
That's me, the one who could be a mouse or a dog or a bear, though the only important thing is... I'm the principal!
You have made it. You're now part of the Hero Academia.
And you just see Ochiko crying tears of joy, lying on the ground as her mom is just snapping pictures of her in this moment. This right here is really cute to see.
Hold up. Wait a minute.
And then we see Endeavor turning around to Nezu saying, but what about the safety of the evacuees? Among them, there's still... A proper evacuation shelter must be more than simply a plot of land. I shall have to reinsure them somehow. Our security system was fortified for the school festival, though it has yet to see any use. I'm talking about the UA barrier. It will prove its worth.
You serious?
Oh boy. Will it, Nezu? Are you sure about that? I have a bad feeling with this statement about the UA barrier. I mean, it already has a pretty poor track record because Shigaraki was already able to disintegrate right through it near the beginning of the series. And even though they made proper upgrades and improvements to the UA barrier leading up to the Culture Festival, who's to say that the barrier is now strong enough to hold back not only an army of villains, but also hold back against Shigaraki, who now has the power of All for One and will possibly be at 100%.
I have a bad feeling about this.
I am hoping I am wrong and that Nezu is right and that they are well prepared, but until that time comes, we're just gonna have to wait and see. In any case, All Might also attended this school, you know. So go on, do what you must to bring them back to us. And with that, Nezu gives Class A his permission to go off campus, to go out into Japan, and to bring Deku back.
End of flashback.
Not from my entire hand, but a blast from a single concentrated point. AP shot!
Kachan, what are you doing here?
The cavalry has arrived!
What's wrong, Deku? The greatest hero has helped you. You better not go down without a fight!
All right, let's go, Class A!
And here we go. We are now out of the flashback, back in present time, and we can see Class 1A rolling up right behind Bakugo and handling the situation, dealing with Dictator, as well as making sure all the citizens are okay. And we can see Todoroki's heaven-piercing ice wall just shooting up right behind all of Class A, and it looks like all of the citizens are now starting to regain the control of their bodies as they are just sitting right around Deku.
This is it!
I'll be counting on you in that moment to attack, like you did at the sports festival! The giant ice wall!
Yes! Yes!
And Dictator has been subdued. We see Shoto with his ice wall, along with Momo with her creations, capturing Dictator with ease. Prison escapee secured. Splendid work, Bakugo. That's great explosion, murder god. Dynamite to you.
You what?
Pardon me? And Bakugo just yells back at Momo to call him by his hero name. Which, this is probably the first time she's even hearing Bakugo's hero name right now. He's like, refer to me as Dynamite. And she's like, what? Excuse me? What the hell is that name right there?
Run.
But as Bakugo is yelling his hero name, we see the citizens just running for freedom now that they've been freed from Dictator. Our bodies are free! Eek! Ah! Heroes! And Deku just looks back, watching the citizens escape, but then turns around to stare back at Class A. Everyone. But why? Hey! And we see Ochiko just staring Deku down and saying, we're worried about you. But I'm fine.
He said it! He said it!
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my god. Stop fucking lying.
I'm fine. I'm fine.
they ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
And there's the phrase, I'm fine. Deku, you are not fine at all, especially with the way that you look and how exhausted you currently are. But that just goes to show how extreme Deku's selflessness actually is. He is more concerned about the escaping citizens than his own well-being currently right now. And we see him just putting on his mask and cowl and saying, so don't worry and get away from me.
Blah, 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 blah.
And you see Bakugo just clapping his hands like, oh, wow, real inspiring. All hail the mighty inheritor of One for All. But tell us this, are you smiling now? Ooh, Bakugo calling Deku out right here. He knows Deku isn't smiling underneath his mask and cowl, which is a really good parallel to when Sir Night-Eye called All Might out when he wasn't smiling.
I know the importance of the symbol. I revere its function. But please, All Might, you can't even smile right now. What's wrong, Deku? You keep moping around and I'll surpass you.
All Might couldn't smile because of his injuries, and Deku can't currently smile because of his exhaustion and the burden he is carrying alone. And that's why he wears the mask and cowl, so that way he doesn't show everyone that he's unable to smile. But now we just see Deku standing back up. Those smiles, everyone's peace of mind, those are the reasons I need to keep going. So, get out of my way.
Behold.
No. And we see Deku just powering up right here. He is looking monstrous as he is activating full cowling and basically threatening his classmates to get out of his way. Otherwise, is he gonna fight them? Are we building into Deku versus Class A right now?
Hey guys! Are you ready? Oh my god! Okay, it's happening! Everybody stay calm! What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure? Stay calm! Wait! Calm down!
Let them fight.
I think that's the case because Bakugo is raring to go. He is ready to fight Deku right now with how excited he looks. Do your worst, you All Might wannabe. And he is still calling Deku out on his shit. But we just see Ida placing his hand on Bakugo's back saying, we knew Midoriya would be the same as ever. Stand strong, everyone. And Ochako just says, yeah. Yo. We are about to get Deku versus Class A, and I am so ready to see this go down. That right there is the end of the chapter. Next chapter hits July 18th.
I'm sorry! All Might chose me, so I gotta get stronger! To prove myself!
Blah, 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 blah! Come on, Deku! Try showing us what you're made of!
I'll stop you right here!
As class president, I'll discipline you. Let's get ready to rumble!
Yo, this ending right here has me so damn excited for what next week's chapter has in store for us. If we are about to dive into Deku versus Class A, I am all here for it. Let this fight commence. Yo. But with this week's chapter coming off of the break, this is a pretty good setup chapter that really allowed us to see how Class A arrived in Kamino in front of Deku. And it showed us the resolve and the determination that Class A has in saving their friend and bringing him back to UA. But they know he's going to be too stubborn to bring back on his own, so Class A is going to have to stand their ground and use everything at their disposal to save their friend in this moment, which is leading us into the 19v1 brawl, Deku versus Class A. And I'm curious how Deku's going to handle himself because he is completely exhausted in this situation. He is tired from all the work he has been putting in, and I don't really expect him to actually fight or hurt his classmates. So Deku could either run away in this situation, he could stay and fight, and if he does, is he going to be pulling his punches? I don't know what's about to go down, but I am just excited to see what Horikoshi has in store for us. So with that, guys, that right there is my live reaction to chapter 319 of My Hero Academia. But for now, I definitely want to hear your guys' thoughts on the events of this chapter. And what were you guys' thoughts on the beginning flashback of seeing Class A's resolve and determination to go after Deku and to bring him back to UA, and then the ending of this chapter teasing up the 19v1 brawl of Deku versus Class A going into next chapter? How is this fight going to go down, and who is going to come out on top? Leave your thoughts down in the comments below, and feel free to subscribe to the channel and click that bell icon that you guys can be alerted for every new MHA reaction that pops up on the channel. But if you guys want to talk about other things or talk about MHA outside of YouTube, feel free to also follow me over on Twitter. A link to my Twitter account can also be found in the description down below. But that's going to do for me here, guys. So until next week, we have chapter 320 of My Hero Academia. I'll talk to you guys next time. But remember, go beyond plus ultra!